While assessment centres can seem scary, they aren't designed to be. They actually came about through a desire to create a more effective way to hire than through interviews alone. By bringing together a group of candidates to complete a series of exercises, tests, and interviews, employers are able to assess your skills in action and in different ways, rather than just relying on interview questions. Meanwhile, this gives you more than one chance to show that you are right for the job. You'll have more opportunities to demonstrate your personality and showcase a wider range of skills than you'd be able to in a single interview. The format and length of an assessment centre depends on the employer. Traditionally, it would be held at the employer's offices and would last an entire day, but now it could be half a day or even just 2 to 3 hours. Many employers have even moved away from in-person assessment centres and now run them online. These are much more likely to take just a few hours. Employers will design their assessment centres around the skills, behaviours and aptitudes they are looking for, such as problem solving or commercial awareness. The group setting also makes it much easier for them to assess how well you collaborate with others, how you influence and persuade, and how others respond to you. The assessors will also want to see how you react to unfamiliar information and situations, much as you would have to do in the job itself. One very important thing to remember is that assessment centres aren't about survival of the fittest. It's not a competition and you aren't being assessed against the other candidates. Instead, you are being assessed against the employer's criteria and, especially for internships and graduate schemes, there are usually several positions up for grabs. If you're in a strong group, it's completely possible that all of you will receive a job offer. It's about collaborating, not competing, so you should find a way to work together to achieve the goals and tasks set. So, what tasks can you expect then? The exact content of the day can differ depending on the skills the recruiters are looking for, but assessment centres typically involve similar elements and exercises. You can expect some or all of the following. An information session. Usually at the start of the assessment centre, you may be given a presentation about the business or have informal discussions with your assessors. A group icebreaker exercise. You might be asked to introduce yourself or to discuss a topic related to the employer. A group exercise. This is usually a case study where you'll be given some information about a work-related scenario and asked to examine the evidence and come up with your own findings and suggestions. Alternatively, it could be a group problem-solving exercise. Presentation. These are often given as part of a case study exercise when you'll be asked to present your conclusions as part of a group. However, you might instead be asked to prepare an individual presentation on a set topic in advance and give it on the day. A written task. You can sometimes be asked to write recommendations or conclusions to a case study exercise instead of giving a presentation. Alternatively, you might be set a writing task such as composing an email or business report. An interview. You could have one or more of these, and they could be either one-to-one or panel interviews. Depending on the role you're applying for, one of your interviews could be a technical interview. Your interviewers could be recruiters from the HR department or senior employees from the area of the business you are applying to. This might include your potential line manager. Social breaks. In between exercises, refreshments and lunch should be provided if you're at the employer's offices. The employer may also schedule planned social breaks where you can talk to other candidates and current employees. While these breaks might seem like downtime, bear in mind that you may still be observed and the employees in attendance are often asked for their feedback. Use this time to demonstrate your interpersonal skills and find out a little more about your prospective colleagues and the business. As an in-tray or e-tray exercise, this tends to mimic a typical work task with multiple demands and priorities for you to juggle. It tests your ability to absorb information, prioritise, make decisions, and communicate. Most employers now ask you to complete aptitude and psychometric tests online at an earlier stage in the recruitment process, but sometimes you might be asked to repeat them at the assessment centre to confirm your results. Secret to success at an assessment centre is to be yourself, rather than try to be someone you're not. However, you do want to be your most enthusiastic self, even if you're nervous. Be responsive to others and be aware of your potential pitfalls. If you know you tend to be quiet in group situations, make sure that you do speak up and articulate your thoughts. Equally, if you know you can often dominate discussions, make sure you let others have their say too, and be careful not to interrupt. Remember that employers have invited you to an assessment centre because they liked you during the initial stage of the application process. All you need to do is build on that initial good impression and showcase your particular skills and personality. For now, move on to the next part of the course, to get to grips with an example group exercise.